Y'all, this is Coach Lang. It is Monday, August 17th, and I want to walk y'all through where our online materials are going to be. And so, whichever browser that you want to use is good. You can always use Google Chrome. I am a Safari guy, so we're going to go to Safari and pull up a browser. So we're going to go to the Decatur ISD.us webpage. That's the school district homepage, and we need to go to ClassLink. Everything that we do needs to come through ClassLink. ClassLink is how we're going to log in to do everything. Now, for me, I was already logged in. At this instance, for me, I'm up here, and it's going. You would need to sign in with Google if you did that. So what that would look like is if you signed out, you're going to get to this screen right here, and you would click sign in with Google. If your credentials are in there, you'll be fine. If not, you need to use your Google credentials. If you're having issues with that, shoot me an email and we'll figure it out. All right, so I got a lot going on my screen right here that gives us a lot of resources. I don't think you'll have as many, okay? But here's Canvas. We'll be doing a ton in Canvas. That's where it'll tell you what assignments are. In fact, that's where this link is going to be, telling you guys what you can do. Whenever we start getting into our textbook, you need to go to this red McGraw-Hill button right here. It says McGraw-Hill Education. That's going to be where we're going to get to our Connect Ed assignments. And that's where we're going to get to our ALEKS assignments. Now, here's where that's a little bit tricky. If you'll look on my top row right here, I've got an ALEKS button. Please do not try to get into ALEKS this way because we don't have your username and password to get you in. You get to the point, it'll ask you for that, and we don't know it. We have to use ClassLink, and we've got to go into McGraw-Hill first. So I'm going to click on the McGraw-Hill Education button, and then you should pick up your geometry book right here. Hopefully you don't have the teacher edition. Guess it'll make grading easier on me, but should be able to go to this student edition right there and click on your geometry book. All right, there's basically two places that we're going to go, but just to kind of let you know what's going on. This is all your chat. This is your online textbook, okay? You can go to the different sections by clicking here. You can go to an actual copy of the book. That's this ebook right here. There may be times that I reference that, but to be honest, I'm going to give you what you need in note fashion, and this will just be a supplement. All right, the first thing that I want to show you inside of our McGraw-Hill app is where we're going to have homework assignments when I assign it in what I call Connect Ed. So if you look up here in your browser, that's connected.mcgraw-hill.com, okay? That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about Connect Ed. So in this black toolbar up top, there's a menu button. I'm going to hit menu. I'm going to scroll down to homework. This is where you're going to see assignments. Now, you're going to have to know what the assignments are named, but if you're an at-home learner, I'll put that in Canvas. If you're in class, I'll tell you what that is, and you'll be able to, this will just be a list of your assignments. Once they're done and you've turned them in, they'll kind of drop into this homework history, but any assignment that we're doing will either show up in due or due later based on how I code it. But you should be able to find that based on the title. If I want to get back to the home screen, very simply, click on menu and go back to the home part of our geometry book. All right. The main part that we're going to use on this is this ALEKS button. So this color wheel or this pie chart looking thing on the right of my screen, okay, is where you need to click, and you're going to have to click it twice. Now, if you go to click this and it doesn't automatically open, then you need to look up here in your browser right next to the refresh button. It'll look like a little screen of sorts, and that will allow your pop-ups for this assignment or for ALEKS. So when I click ALEKS, it goes straight in. But again, if this doesn't open, you would need to come over here up in the top browser and click the little screen looking icon, and it'll let you into ALEKS. Now your ALEKS and my ALEKS are going to look a little bit different, but here's what you need to do for my at-home learners. You need to come into ALEKS, and it's going to walk you through the tools tutorial. It's going to show you where to click. It's going to show you how to submit things, how to enter things, how to type in fractions, whatever it is. Fairly simple stuff. After that, it's going to ask you to take an initial knowledge check. You need to take that, and basically what it does is it scaffolds the things that you're going to learn on top of the concepts in geometry, the things that you've learned in Algebra 1, and as you move on, it's going to help. I was talking about fractions. I talked about fractions today in class. It's going to ask you some questions. Hey, add these two fractions and see if you know how to do it. The more you get right, the less it asks you about that stuff as we continue through the ALEKS program over the course of the year. But if you get it wrong, it will incorporate that into your assignments that you're working on. All right, we're not going to always do assignments in ALEKS, but we are going to have some. So please go take that initial knowledge check in ALEKS. You have to go through the tools tutorial first, and you need to complete that. It's not a set number of questions. It's in the 25 to 30 range. The more you get right, the less that it asks. Okay? So that's how we're going to get into the ALEKS program. Now, I'm going to ask you when we're doing assignments in class to always be logged into your textbook, because you're eventually going to have assignments, and that means you're going to need to go to the McGraw-Hill button. So if you'll load this and just leave it open in your toolbar, it should be good for the duration of the work that you're doing. Okay, now let's go back and let's talk a little Canvas. So I'm going to leave my textbook open, and now we're going to go into Canvas. I want to show you a little bit of what's going on here and what you can do. If you get this message, just go continue to website. All right, for me, I'm going to click on geometry. All right, I'm going to go to the student view over here and show you what yours looks like. All right, so here's the home page. We went through the syllabus last week. You should be good. I've put the idiot test up there. I've also put the idiot test answers. If you want to mess with your parents a little bit or your guardians, you can play around with them just a little bit, okay? Everything that we do in here, all right, is going to start with, and you can find it on a calendar in Pages. So over here on the left, if you'll click Pages and then View All Pages, and you're going to see for this week and notes assignments for the week of August 17th. Now, this is a fluid document, and I will change this. But after second period today, I went in, and this is exactly what we did in class and what I want you at-home learners, or if you missed class, to do. So I've kind of shown you how to use our online materials. You're going to take your initial knowledge check in ALEKS, and then I want you to work through this All About Me assignment. Here it is. Now, I know it's a little picture, but if you'll just put your fingers together and split them apart, you can zoom in. There's one way to do that, and then this is it. This is all I want. I want you to make a collage of you, what interests you, etc. And keep in mind that we want that to be school appropriate, and I'm going to take that, and you're going to print it out for those that I have in class, and I'm going to put it on the wall, just kind of, I call it tattooing my walls. I want to know more about you. Again, a reminder, please keep that school appropriate. If you're an at-home learner, you can email that to me, and I'll print it out for you, and I'll be stapling that on the walls. So this is kind of a skeleton of what this looks like. After second period every day, I will update that day exactly what it looks like, what we're doing, where the links are, and I'll kind of walk you through some other stuff to see. But this is in your student view under Pages. Now, right now, where you're going to find, and by the way, I will try to link in, like even today's video, I'm going to put in here for you so that you can watch that. I'll be uploading that through YouTube. Okay, tomorrow it says that we're going to take notes, and then we're going to start some of our skills practice stuff. When you do that, those assignments right now will be found in modules. So I went over here to modules, and I go down, and basically here's what I've got. Now, I have a PDF for you. My intent is that you're taking notes in your notebook and hanging on to that. Some people just want a PDF copy. Others of you will be able to open it, and I put editable here for 1-1 in Word, and you can type in as you go. I find it a little bit more difficult to take notes in math, always just typing it out. So if I were you, I would open the study guide, and then you will see. If you're an at-home learner, you're going to see exactly how we're doing notes every day and copy those in that way. And then we'll have an assignment. Like this one is 1-1 skills. I can click on it, okay, and it's going to give me an option to do a PDF, okay, downloads. There's my assignment. Now, you can't edit this. We may get to a point where I open that up as a Word document, and you can, but I'm going to need to see your work. So the best thing for me would be you've got a separate sheet of paper. We're doing 1-1 skills. You can come here. Number 1, name a line that contains point E. You can do that, and you can roll. Obviously, that will track with the notes that we've taken that day. This is a reminder that geometry is a show all your work class. But for example, number 1, name a line that contains point E. Not a whole lot of work that's going to be shown, but make sure that you notate everything correctly. I foresee you being able to use this, write out your answers and your work on your paper, put a box around your answer, take a picture of it, upload it, and then you can submit it back here in Canvas. And that's how I see it happening. I've put the due date in here, all right? And like I've told my in-class kids and at-home kids the same thing. basically, I'm never going to give you an assignment and it be due the next day. You're always going to have time to ask questions and get the help you need. So there's just a quick rundown of what we're trying to do in class when we get online. Again, we opened up our textbook. We like to leave that open. We went into Canvas. We saw the calendar, and we saw where our assignments are going to be, and we will continue on. If you have questions, please email me, ty.lang@decaturisd.us.